Philip Turle has been keeping a close eye on the skyrocketing numbers in Europe and the restrictions across the bloc. He joins me now for more on that. Philip, this is very confusing, particularly concerning the different rules in place in each country. Now, the European Council has ratified a plan to try and clarify things, but for anyone trying to travel within the EU at the moment, the situation at the very least can be described as confusing.
Well, it certainly can, Jeannie. And I think the only advice is to spend hours on the internet actually trying to find out what is going on in each particular country, because each country has its own way of dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. Now, as you mentioned, the European Union in Brussels has tried to put some kind of order into all of this by coming up with a plan called the EU Coordination of Measures Restricting Free Movement in the EU Plan, which is a very complicated name, which basically means introducing a common color-coded system with countries in green, orange or red, depending on how bad the infection rate is there. General rules across the EU for testing, quarantine and passenger locator forms, and ensuring the free movement of EU citizens. Now, all of that looks good on paper. It was ratified by foreign ministers from the EU and even ratified by the EU Council. But that's really as far as it's gone, because each country has since then just decided to go its own way, basically, and introduce its own measures. And this week, the IATA, the Association of International Air Transport, has called the EU idea a total failure, saying that it has absolutely failed to bring forward any kind of harmony between EU states. And therefore, they were very disappointed about what Brussels had done.
Philip, so tell us, where can a traveler go in Europe without facing any restrictions? Or is there anywhere they can go?
Well, yeah, there are countries you can go to. Let's take a French person, shall we, to try and make it nice and easy. Now, you can go to 8 countries with no restrictions. You can go to Albania, Bulgaria, Greece, Luxembourg, North Macedonia, Poland, the Czech Republic, and Sweden. None of those countries will stop you going in. They don't require a COVID test, and you don't have to go into quarantine. There are 5 countries that are closed. It's not even worth trying to go there: Cyprus, Denmark, Finland, Hungary, and Russia. And all the others, the advice is check before you go, because you'd either have to have a COVID test or you'd have to go into quarantine for 2 weeks. And in some cases, you will have to do both. And then when you get in there, as in the case in France, for example, beginning tonight, there will be a curfew starting at 9 p.m. That'll be from tomorrow night until 6 in the morning. So even if you are there, the chances that you can go out and have a good time and go to bars and cafes and restaurants, well, they may be severely restricted.
Philip, thank you for that. France 24's Philip Turle.